Welcome to Sew Very Easy. My name is Laura, and a few months ago I did talk about a book that will help us maintain our beautiful little featherweights. Well, I'd like to continue that today and talk about how to get out of a thread jam and how to prevent it the next time. The Featherweight sewing machine is an 11-pound vintage mechanical machine. Sometimes when we are sewing with these, as with any machine, we do get a thread jam. And a thread jam can be caused from many different things. But the first thing we need to do is try to get the jam out of that machine. So with all machines, we do need to remove the power source. And in this case, remove that plug all the way. And then remove all of this additional thread. Lift and take that fabric out, even if it's just a little bit, and trim off. You're going to know you have a thread jam because this wheel will not move. So we do need to take this fabric out. I like to remove my needle and my foot. We need to start and remove this plate. So I'm going to be able to get right there and remove that screw. And remove that back one. Once those screws are removed, we're going to be able to remove this plate. There's a little notch in here, and that holds the bobbin into the machine so it doesn't wiggle around. So please don't forget to remove that. I like to protect my arm, so I just put a little cloth over top of it, lift it up, go in, remove the bobbin and that outside case. If we need to trim threads, be sure to do that. We do not want to give any pulling as we're taking this jam out. Now that this is exposed, if we look inside, we will notice that there's going to be threads tangled around this area. This might not even be able to be moved. And there's a tool that we're going to be able to do that with. And it really is a thread jam remover tool. There's a little sticker on it that tells us, don't forget to take this plate off. That is going to fit inside here. You can see those 3 holes are going to match. Make sure that all 3 of those holes line up. From there, we're going to be able to hold on to this back wheel and turn this clockwise. Even if it's a little jammed, we're going to be able to give it a little pressure by holding onto this wheel in the back. Once we're able to move this freely, we can take it off and we're going to be able to remove any threads inside. Now you can get in there with a pair of tweezers, or you can use a special tool that will open up, clip down, and really pull those threads out. And we can get right into those little corners and in this little area. Then we're going to be able to put it back together. When we look at this little piece, you're going to see this little piece that is sticking up. That piece needs to come in line right up at the top where that little notch comes out. That little notch and that little thumb are going to stick together. So let me put this plate back on and I'll show you. You see that little notch? That's that plate. Once we have those lined up, we're going to be able to screw that plate right back in. Once that's back in, I'm going to be able to reload that bobbin into that outside case and put it back in. Put the foot on and put the needle back into place. But let's talk what causes these jams. The main cause for the jam is we are moving the wheel in the wrong position. We must always move the wheel towards us. So if you're facing the machine, it's going to come towards you. The wheel is coming in this direction and the fabric is coming around. So we have the wheel and the fabric. If we're going in the opposite direction, it's like we're taking that fabric out of the machine. So we always need this to come towards you. If we do any of this back and forth, that is going to cause a thread jam. In the machine, we do have that little bobbin case, and the bobbin sits inside. The bobbin has this little hook on the end. So the bobbin is going around and around and around, and that's fine. But as soon as we move the wheel in the opposite direction, the thread gets caught up on that hook. So if we're going back and forth, we're just constantly building that thread over that extra hook. So it's always important that that bobbin is going in that same direction. As we're stitching, the thread can also get caught on the hook if we do not have a thread tail. So as we're stitching, be sure to have a little bit of a thread tail, and that way the thread doesn't get pulled inside the machine and gets tangled on that hook. Now this is just a basic on how to remove the thread jams, and it's nice to know that we can get a tool and take care of that ourselves. We can go even deeper into this machine and remove more that is inside if that jam is even bigger and deeper. And the videos that the Featherweight shop put on are definitely in great detail. They're easy to follow along, and step by step, you can fix your own machine. Of course, we can always take these machines into the machine repair guy to have that fixed, but if we can unthread our own jams, it's definitely going to, well, get our job done a lot quicker and will save us a little bit of money. I'll put a link in the description to this thread jam, and I'll also put a link in the description to a very detailed way on how to remove that thread jam, just in case it's a little bit more than I have covered. But having that little knowledge in our back pocket definitely can be a good knowledge when we need it. Thank you for joining me today on Sew Very Easy. Feel free to subscribe. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and I do have a newsletter. It's all under Sew Very Easy. Thanks for joining me. Bye for now.